when we were here yesterday or last week, that day, disagreement would be gone of a fixed minimum 36 months in MDOC. It was accepted, so I continued that offer through to today. There's also an agreement not to pursue witness interference charges for contacts made prior to that were discovered and made prior to the last court date, April 9th, 2026.
You've heard the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, first of all, that's full, fair, accurate, and complete.
At this point, yes, Your Honor.
And is that what was conveyed to you? Is it full, fair, accurate, and complete?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it your intention to take it or to go to trial?
To take it.
Did you and she have some kind of disagreement?
Correct, Your Honor.
And did you end up assaulting her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was that with a dangerous weapon?
Correct, Your Honor.
And was that a gun?
Correct, Your Honor.
And was this done out of anger?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wanted to place her in fear, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you assault her by putting your hands on her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And was it in the area of her neck or throat?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you press against her neck or throat hard enough where she could have?
This is the factual basis portion of the plea. The judge is forcing him to admit to the specific physical mechanics of the assault. This prevents the defendant from claiming later that it was just a minor argument that got out of hand.
Trouble or didn't have trouble breathing?
Yes, Your Honor.
You and she were in a relationship, a dating relationship?
Yes, Your
Do you
Honor.
have a child in common?
4.
4 children in common. Okay. I find the defendant's plea on each count has been freely, voluntarily, knowingly, and understandingly made without undue influence of 36 months to remain current of both files. And we were here a few days ago. There were allegations of communication that would nullify this.
It is my understanding from Mr. Hull is that there would be an admission as to that, and he would not be contesting at this time the court, the killer not being followed, or at least understanding that the court does not have to. We would still ask for it to be followed, but we don't understand. He would understand why it would not be. Thank you.
Started as don't come, then it became come and say it didn't happen, and then it became come and say that you want me to get less time.
We have a victim here.
Hearing trauma and negative emotions that never had a chance to heal. And although Tyrone is not a saint, I believe he has true purpose and full intentions of being a positive person. I have already formally acknowledged to the court that I have made false allegations and provided false information, and I have accepted responsibility for my consequences of those actions. I have also made it clear that the father of my children is not a threat to me or my children. I live with tremendous guilt knowing that my actions contribute. May they consider my acknowledgement of wrongdoing, my correction of false allegations that I previously made, and the profound impact that the separation has had on our children. I understand I cannot change the past, but I hope my honesty, my accountability, and my sincere remorse will be taken into consideration. Thank you for your time and consideration.
You didn't do anything wrong. I understand how very difficult it is to be a single mom. I am a single mom. For most of my life, I worked 5 jobs to pay for those kids. I never received child support. I get it. But here's the thing, man. You chose your kids.
The judge is reading the initial police report because physical evidence doesn't lie, even when victims do. Redness on the neck and seeing black dots are critical indicators of strangulation, which statistically makes a domestic situation much more likely to turn lethal.
And that's the most important decision you could make. You also have to choose yourself and not apologize for being struck. The officer noted Beauchamp's visible injuries, including red marks on her neck, a cut on the inside of her bottom lip, and redness and swelling around her right eye. The officer took photographs. You were seeing black dots. He tried to stop you from exiting. You tried to push past him. He punched you in the face a number of times with closed fists. The evidence shows that, and he's caused them emotional trauma. He's caused you physical and emotional trauma to the point where you feel guilty about what he did. You feel like you put him behind bars. The only one that put him behind bars is him. I had to hold him in contempt for 93 days because of this.
I think 5 or 6 times, evidence that this defendant has been contacting the victim in violation of the contact order, that he would continue to try and find ways around that. Video visits, calls, messages. He would use other inmate accounts. He would tell her to get numbers. He would try and use fake names. He recently had her be under the name of Taylor Hollingsworth. Over and over, he denies it until he's ultimately confronted with irrefutable proof. Over and over. At one point, he actually claimed his mental illness made him do this, and then, of course, we realized that was not the case. I am going to read one of the letters that he tried to send her from jail. He writes, "Dear Queen, hey, how's everything going? I hope okay. Thanks for not letting me know the gender of our starseed, let alone the name, which is very foul. You know I'm really trying to have a very positive outlook on things, especially when it comes to us. I mean, if us is even a thing anymore. I wouldn't know. I can only assume we're still. I can only assume you're still waiting on me, waiting on my return, just letting you know every night I think of you and our starseed. It's very stressful when I haven't heard from you since September 20th, while still confused about what I did. Like, can't you please have some sort of, not sure the time, but you can look on 30th Circuit Court page, find Aquilina, and find my name, see the time. But I need your help, please, to win these cases. Please don't allow me to spend years away when you can help me. I just need you to either show up and let them know I'm innocent, or may you write a letter to Aquilina, please. Her address is Rosemary Aquilina. Please, please, I beg of you to offer your help, aid, and assist the father of your kids. Please do it for us, do it for them. Don't take away their dad and allow them to grow up without me when you can help. This is the only thing I beg of you to do. Please, and write back."
This letter is a masterclass in manipulation. He's weaponizing the children to guilt trip her into lying in court. It's a classic abuser tactic, framing his incarceration as something she is doing to the family, rather than a consequence of his own violence.
Please. And then there's another letter he put in here. "I miss every part of you. If you're doing this to hurt me, you're winning the roll-up. But I would never just leave you in jail not knowing anything. Don't you think I want to know our newborn name? Correct? Yes, I do. I know you out there living your best life, but please don't forget about me. I cry at least once a week thinking about you and the kids. Queen, please don't let them grow up without a dad like I did. We owe it to them. I owe it to them. We used to talk daily, and I even got more charges added because of doing so. Then now you just cut me off." 8 p.m. yesterday, because he continued to call her, calling his friend Dorian Price and having him do a 3-way call with the victim and telling her it's also her fault for all of the contacts that have happened in violation of the court's orders. Instructing her to come to court, make a victim impact statement, and they also to specify about how she needs him out for their children. This man won't stop. It was said pretty point blank, "You're given rope, don't hang yourself here." He was told over and over by myself, by the court, and by his own attorney, over and over, the only thing that can lose you these 36 months is misconduct in between plea and sentence, which can cover many things, but specifically for you, do not continue to contact the victim. If you violate the no contact order again between plea and sentence, you will lose this 36 months. Don't do it. And then he did it. He then denied doing it. Then, on Monday, after that hearing, he continued to message Dorian Price at 9:01 p.m. on Monday, say, "WTW, I don't know what," to contact her last night. Again, as recently as late as 5:08 p.m. off another inmate account, off another way to try and evade detection. He will not stop. If I wanted to, I could charge him with about 9 different counts of felony witness interference, and now I think potentially conspiracy to suborn perjury.
And stalking.
I'm not asking for 5 years anymore. I'm asking you sentence him to the top of the guidelines consecutively across his files. That being 24 months consecutive with 67 months, because
The prosecution is now playing hardball. By asking for consecutive sentences, they want him to finish one prison term and then immediately start another. This is the find out phase of the defendant's actions.
he chose this over and over. He chose these consequences, and he tried to rope in the mother of his child. He had the mother of his child in front of this court just admit to what are felonies, that he knows are felonies, lying to officers, because he doesn't care. He made this choice. Give him what he's asked for.
Go together in harmony.
I'm not in control of anyone, Your Honor.
I have no evidence of that. I have multiple files here that tell me you're in control of yourself and you want to stay that way. And you don't want to share control. You don't want to share love. You want to always be the guy in control. And you use your fist. And if you interrupt me one more time, we'll continue this in another 93 days. Because I can. Every word you say will be another 93 days. You're the one that took yourself out of the lives of the mother of your children and your children by your vile actions against them. It is not lost on me, as I said to her, that she came in here claiming fault for all of it. That's your fault. You made her feel like everything was her fault, your imprisonment. You're harming her. Well, you could say no, but I know this pattern very well. I see it regularly, and she should not have thought that it was important in front of you to tell me she lied and she was at fault. She didn't do anything wrong. You did it all wrong, sir. You're not a dad. You're a sperm donor.
Your Honor.
Well, let me just understand. She just came into the house looking like that. Is that what happened?
I wasn't there, Your Honor. I'm not sure.
Oh, now you were not there. So when police arrived, that was an image of you? That was somebody else impersonating you?
When,
He literally pled guilty.
I understand.
yeah, I did. I pled guilty to take a plea. Yeah, for sure. I did that. But I'm not. What you saying? You saying that like I'm just some angry monster or something. I'm not that angry monster. Then you calling me a sperm donor,
Yeah.
which is very disrespectful. I'm not.
It's not disrespectful,
It is.
sir. When you assault the mother of your children,
I did.
you are a sperm donor. Fathers protect and defend. There's the mother of their children and the children. You did not do that.
Your Honor, you treat me biasly.
Biased how? I have the evidence right here, sir. I have the evidence in your plea, and I have the pictures. And we can go to trial, and let me just tell you, you got a whole lot more crimes here and 4 files that you can go to trial on, including the stalking and the interference and all the other charges that could yet be charged that the people have chosen not to.
Notice how the defendant immediately plays the victim when he loses control of the narrative. Claiming bias is the last-ditch effort of a manipulator who has been cornered by irrefutable evidence. The judge isn't having any of it.
157 days. As to count 4, domestic violence and or knowingly assaulting a pregnant individual, 3rd offense, you are sentenced to 38 months to 60 months with credit for the 251 days. I believe that based on the record in total, the many months I've had to deal with him and have watched his behavior, the statements that he's made to the victim, and this whole total case that he needs this time in the Michigan Department of Corrections for reformation, protection of society, especially his young children and the mother of his children. And this is appropriate to discipline him and deter others and to protect especially these youngest victims, and for all women who think they can't come here because they